Today we will discuss the mobilization of sternoclavicular joint. As we all know that this is a type of, on the basis of joint classification, it is a type of joint of saddle type basically, and it permits 3 degrees of freedom. One is superior and inferior sliding and gliding, which is occur while performing elevation and depression of shoulder joint. Second is this anteroposterior glide, which occur while performing this retraction and protection of shoulder, and again there is some rotatory component is also there in clavicle, which is occur while performing a flexion extension and also in abduction. So in that case it provides 3 degrees of freedom. So if there is any pathology or due to the any fracture or traumatic condition, if there is any restriction, it contributes in the restriction of the joint range of motion, and indirectly it also contribute of shoulder range of motion. So let's start the glide. Basically we facilitate these different glide by the passive application of joint mobilization. So all these are facilitated by 4 different glide. One is anteroposterior glide, second is posteroanterior glide, third is longitudinal caudal glide, which is performed toward the downward, you can say toward the line of the body in the inferior direction, and second longitudinal glide, which is performed toward the cephal, okay, toward the skull, that is called the cephalic glide. So let's start with anteroposterior glide. So first of all, patient position. The patient should be in the middle of the couch, and it should be in the center of the couch in the spine line. Okay. The therapist will be at the side of the head, little bit, you can say at the little bit by the left side of the head. Now talk about the grip. Here we apply the back to back, tip of the thumb pad is applied over the just anterior to the medial end of clavicle. So first of all we have to identify this medial end. We can palpate over the jugular notch over here. This is manubrium sterni. When we slide it little bit lateral, here elevation of bone medial end of the clavicle we can identify, and this is your sternocleidomastoid. So just over the medial end of the clavicle, anterior surface of the clavicle, just lateral to the joint line, this is the joint line, we can identify by producing this elevation and depression, we can identify the joint line, and just distal, just lateral to the joint line, we place our thumb pad in back to back or tip to tip manner like this. We also spread all fingers of both hands over the anterior aspect of the pectoral region and also over the shoulder for stabilizing our grip or stabilizing our thumb pad like this. Now I am going to perform this anteroposterior glide. So you can see this is the anteroposterior glide, which facilitate your shoulder retraction and protection. Basically it is facilitation, it is used for facilitation of shoulder retraction and protection. Next glide, that will be the longitudinal cephalic glide. For the longitudinal cephalic glide, the position of the patient will be the same, but the position of the therapist will be by the side of the patient over here. Now again I have to palpate the inferior surface of the middle end of the clavicle. So I can identify this is the second intercostal space. Here this is the clavicle. Over here, first of all the guide will be the same as we perform for the anteroposterior, back to back or tip to tip thumb grip. And now we have to, I am just lowering my elbow or forearm for providing proper direction of glide into the cephalic direction. So I am just putting my elbows in lowered position, and now this is the way for applying cephalic glide over the medial end of the clavicle. Okay. Next lies, that is again longitudinal caudal glide, which is performed in the direction of feet. The patient therapist position will be again at the side of the head facing the feet of the patient. Again, I just trying to palpate the superior surface of clavicle and just positioning my thumb pad in back to back manner again, and spreading my finger over the pectoral region and also over the anterior aspect of the shoulder joint, and lowering my forearm and providing the glide in downward direction. So this is the longitudinal caudal glide, which is performed over the superior surface of the medial end of the clavicle. So this is the way for facilitating all the sternoclavicular joint motion.